welcome to another episode of Education by Spencer. Today we'll be covering 6.7a, understanding exponents with negative numbers. Okay, now let's go over one simple rule, and this is a good rule to remember. That is, if the base is negative, an even exponent means a positive answer. An odd exponent means a negative answer. We will repeat this rule throughout the lesson. Okay, if we look at our example, we have negative 3 to the second power ended up being positive 9. Negative 3 to the third power ended up being negative 27. Now, the biggest mistake that people make is in regards to the negative numbers and exponents. Recall that an even amount of negative will always give a positive product, and an odd number of of negatives will yield a negative result. Take the two examples below. Okay, we have a negative 2 to the fourth power in parentheses. In this example, we are varying the negative 2 as an entire quantity, so that the entire term is raised to the fourth power. We would get negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. This means that when the number is in the parentheses, it is looked at as a complete negative number. Now, in the other example where we have a negative 2 to the fourth power, in this example, because there are no parentheses, the power of 4 is the only thing that is being applied to with the exponent. So we would look at that as positive 2 times positive 2. Now, I want to go to another example, and it'll show you how we calculate it without the parentheses. Okay, here we go. The first one is just a re-teach of what we learned before about how to do it with the parentheses. When it is in the parentheses, the set is looked at as a negative number. The parentheses lock in the negative sign, so the negative sign will be multiplied 4 times with the base. Okay, that's when it is in the parentheses. All right, this expression is read as negative 3 to the fourth power. It means that we are multiplying negative 3 by itself 4 different times. The parentheses must stay around the negative 3 to indicate that negative 3 is raised to the fourth power. Without the parentheses, you would get a different answer. Alright, in this particular example, we do not have a parenthesis. Okay, the number of times you multiply the base times itself is our exponent, which is 2. And since the negative 4 is not in the parentheses, this problem really means that we are just simply solving 4 to the second power and then multiplying it by negative 1. Although the 1 is not written, we can assume that the 1 is there. Okay, that's what we basically call our imaginary 1. This expression is read as a negative times 4 to the second power. Alright, I'm going to repeat that. This is read as a negative times 4 to the second power. We need to multiply 4 times 4 first, which is 4 to the second power. Then multiply the answer by negative 1. We only do this when we do not have a parenthesis and a negative sign. Okay, so our answer will be 4 times 4, which is 4 to the second power, gives us 16. Then we will multiply that by negative 1 and get a negative answer. If the negative is not in the parentheses, you are not raising a negative number to a positive. That means that you can take the opposite of your final answer every time. Now, I just have a couple of more tips. Let's review the odd and even rule with and without odd powers. Okay? So, I mean with and without parentheses. And we'll be using odd powers. I have -2 to the second power in parentheses. I mean -2 to the third power in parentheses. This is basically I'm multiplying negative times negative times negative, or -2 times -2 times -2, which will give you a -8. When we look at the next one, there's no parentheses, so only the 2 is to appear in the third power. So the negative sign is a zapper after you simplify the power. So what I mean by zapper is you're just simply going to multiply it by -1. There is only one negative in the problem, and 1 is an odd number, so the answer is negative. Meaning that we have 2 times 2 times 2 times -1. Now let me demonstrate it better for you. And this is what I want your work to look like. So we have parentheses, so our negative number is locked in. And we're going to want to write this 5 times. So it will be -2 times -2 times -2. Y'all know my handwriting bad. Times -2. One, 2, 3, 4, and times -2. Now, we will simply work that out to get the simple form. 2 times 2, -2 times -2 will give me a +4. -2 times -2 will give me a +4 times -2. 4 times 4 will give me +16 times -2. 16 times -2 gives me a -32. And that would be my simplified answer. Now let me move on to the next one real quick. This time we do not have parentheses. Okay? So the way we will write this is we will go simply, I am going to want to do 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 gives me 16. 16 times 4 gives me 64. And when we look at this problem, we should look at it as -1 times 4 to the third power. And that's how we have to look at it. So at the very end, I am going to simply 64 times -1 equals -64. And that's how I will get my answer. Thank you guys. I'll see you at the next episode. I'm sorry if I messed up a little bit this morning or today. Just work with me and I'll get better at these videos. Thank you. Have a great day.